Yo, it is day 2 of the Modern Warfare 2 beta. Hopefully you guys watched the first video that we put out yesterday that is all to do with settings and everything, and hopefully your game feels good. Now, I understand when you get into the gunsmith, it is daunting at first, but hopefully this video will help you guys understand how to make a great weapon and also how to figure out this new perk system. If you guys want the actual builds, I'm going to record a video as well. Otherwise, this video is going to be like 22 minutes long. So this is a video of how to understand everything. I highly recommend you get a base understanding of how this all goes, and then you can figure out how to make guns and adapt as you move on. So I hope you enjoy the video. Hope you learned something. If you do, like, subscribe, comment. I really appreciate the love. We will see you out there. Here's how to understand how the gunsmith and the perk package system works in Modern Warfare 2. All right, now here we are in the Modern Warfare 2 gunsmith. You're going to see right above me, I am level 23 in this game, the max level that you can reach in the beta so far. This is the 23rd of September when I'm recording this video. I believe the beta runs for 3 more days. As it stands, the level cap is at 30. There are weapons that you unlock for the next 7 levels for me, and perks you unlock as well. For instance, Dead Silence isn't unlocked until level 30, but there is a workaround to get to that, and I will get to that in this video. So I am not max level, but I do have a lot of this stuff unlocked. Again, this video is not going to go over these specific builds. It just shows you an understanding of how to build your guns, how to understand how to unlock everything, and also the new perk package system. So let's jump into it. The first thing you need to see in this game, and it's probably a screenshot you've seen so far and didn't quite understand, there is a thing called progression in this game. So basically, the best that I can explain it is that within this game, there are families of different weapons. So let's call this the M4 family. Within this base family of weapons, it starts with the M4. For instance, there's the FTAC Recon, which is a combat rifle. You have the Hurricane, which is a sub, the 5.56 Icarus, which is an LMG, and the M16, which is another AR. So basically, as you unlock attachments, so let's say we go out there and we're grinding with the M4 and we're unlocking grips, we're unlocking optics, underbarrels, all the stuff like that. They are going to unlock for every weapon in this weapon family. So let's say we're running the M4 and we unlock the FSS Hurricane, which is a submachine gun. We are already going to have attachments on that gun. So let me show you what I mean. So I've already been grinding the M4. I have a lot of attachments unlocked for it, but I just unlocked the M16. I have not used the M16 in a single game. When I go into the gunsmith for the M16 and I go to the underbarrels, I already have the ones unlocked that I unlocked for the M4. This makes cross progression much easier for multiplayer and Warzone eventually, and I really do agree with how they did this for the gunsmith this year. Now, if you guys are familiar at all with the gunsmith, in MWII 2019, there were 5 attachments that you could put on each gun, and then on the other side of things, last year in Vanguard, there were 10 for each one. Vanguard was absolutely daunting. MWII 2019, in my opinion, was fun to learn, but it was easily understood by a large audience. This one is somewhere in the middle. I think the amount of attachments that you can put on the gun is great. It's back to 5, which is how I think it should be. It's just the number of attachments in each category, for instance, is a lot. If you look at the underbarrels for here, there is absolutely so many underbarrels. It's daunting in my opinion. We're going to rely on, our statistics people and our weapon testers a lot for builds this year. But here's a general understanding of how to use everything if you've never used the gunsmith before. Each one of these attachments, for instance, let's just look at the Tempest High Tower barrel. This is a great barrel for this gun. It increases the bullet velocity so the weapon feels like it has more of a hit scan feel to it. It does more damage and it controls more recoil. But on the cons, this is what the barrel also brings to the weapon. It's a slower ADS speed and your movement speed decreases. So the general idea of how to use the gunsmith is to make a build that does what you want. If you make a fast M4, then you're going to want to choose fast attachments, but they're going to do less damage. So either you try and meet in the middle and make the best one, which is, I think, the best way to go about things. So I would choose the high tower barrel, and then for the stock, I would choose something like no stock to make the gun quicker to compensate for the slower ADS and the slower movement speed. So generally speaking, it's very similar to MWII 19. There's just more options. But this is the biggest new mechanic into the game, is changing these receivers. This is what I was talking about with the weapon families. So right now, when I go in here and switch from the M4, that's an AR. I switch the receiver on the weapon. It's still the same family of the M4 to the FSS Hurricane. Now it's a sub. That's the biggest new thing to understand. It's not overcomplicated. It just looks very unfamiliar, but I love the cross progression and unlocking different attachments for all the same family. That's a good job by Infinity Ward. Now, you guys know me. I'm a huge fan of weapon and player customization, and one thing they've added in this game that is brand new is called Weapon Vaults. They released this little promo for it to show you guys kind of what it looks like. You get it by pre-ordering the Vault edition of the game, and what it is a full black and red. It's like 50 plus attachments for all of those guns in the M4 family. So what we talked about before with weapon families, the Hurricane SMG, the Icarus LMG, the M16, the FTAC Recon, and the M4. This has attachments that you can use on all of those guns, and they're really good looking. They're all black and red. Let me show you what they look like real quick. So you can go ahead, if you pre-ordered that Cinder bundle, this isn't even an attachment. This is just the base Cinder M4 Vault. So we go ahead and put that on, and then you go into the gunsmith, and you guys can see what I mean. You see, if you press square, you can look at skins, and each one of these has a black and red Cinder option. Now, there's a couple things that don't have the Cinder. For instance, like the mini OpTic does not have a black and red variant, but this one does. So there's going to be a couple that don't have the option, but generally speaking, it has almost every attachment for it, especially when it relates to the barrels, which are your main meta versions of each gun, and even the silencers and barrels have these attachments to make the gun look really beautiful in black and red. I love the Vault. If you pre-order the Vault edition, you'll get the Cinder bundle. The black and red looks sexy. I am very pumped for the Vaults for this year for MW2. Now that we're done talking about the family of the weapons, let's talk about the perk package system. This is something that I don't agree with. I do think it is an overcomplication of the simple 3 perk system, or even the pick 10 system. This new perk package, when your boots hit the ground and you jump into a game, you have 2 perks. As the game progresses, you unlock your 3rd and your 4th perk a couple minutes in. I don't agree with it. I think it makes the pace of the game very weird, because 6 to 8 minutes in, your entire gameplay experience changes, because you're either unlocking Ghost, Overclock, or High Alert, for example. I think it's weird. I really do hope they revert it. I think the 3 perk system works just fine, but the point of this video is to educate you on how this one works, so I'm going to show you how this one works. So when you go into the perk packages, I'm going to delete this one, so we just have the defaults. These are the default ones in the game, and a lot of people, including me, when you first jumped in, said, well, I guess I just have to pick one of these. That one looks the best. Let's just do that one. You can actually come all the way over here to the left, click the plus, and you can make your own perk package. So these are your perks. These are your 2 basic perks that when you hit the ground, you're already going to have these. I think the best ones are either Double Time, Battle Hardened, or EOD. So I'm going to start with Battle Hardened, and then just choose which one you hate more. You hate getting flash, go Battle Hardened. You hate getting naded, go EOD. Personally, the flashes make me feel like I'm actually in war. So I'm going to go with Battle Hardened. It does help with the flashes. Now the bonus perk and the ultimate perk, these are what I'm talking about. You unlock these as the game progresses. So these are the better perks, I'll say. The Quick Fix is my favorite if we're playing a multiplayer game mode. If you're playing S&D, maybe consider running Fast Hands. But Quick Fix is great for the beta. It allows you to string together multi-kills much easier. Now, here's the ultimate perk. This is where you really get the bang for your buck, but it does take a long time to unlock them in each game. Overclock is essentially tune-up. So if you're playing Search and Destroy, if you want that dead silence, if you want the game to feel like Call of Duty, and you're not just getting heard by people across the map, I would highly recommend going Overclock. It increases your field upgrade charge rate by 40% and allows you to get dead silence basically twice as much. So if you're playing S&D, highly recommend Overclock. If you're playing multi, if you're playing a respawn game mode, go with Ghost or Hardlined. UAVs are very prevalent in the beta, so I would go with Ghost. So there you go. So now we just made our own perk package. We have Double Time, Battle Hardened. Then throughout the game, you unlock Quick Fix and Ghost. Now what this does is it makes your own perk package. So of course we're going to name this something fun so we know what it is. It's sub to the YouTube. It would really mean a lot to me if you did sub to the YouTube, by the way. Also, it's a really good perk package. So if you'd sub, thank you. Now here you go, and then we equip that. So now what you can do, say you want to make a submachine gun class, then you come over here to the SMGs, set an SMG, and then you can go and select the perk package that we just made, and boom, you're immediately ready. I like the idea of the perk package being able to name them and lump them together. I do not at all agree with unlocking them throughout the progression of a single game. It makes the pace of the individual match very weird, and you can't play the same way in the first 5 minutes that you play in the last 5 minutes of the match. But we'll see if they make changes to that as we go on. Now the field upgrades. If you guys played 2019, you understand field upgrades are basically a superhero ability that you pop using L1 and R1, and you unlock them at different rates depending on which one you select. There's a lot of ones to choose from in this. There's actually some that are really fun. I find the inflatable decoy and the tac camera, they're really fun for pubs. The DDoS is cool too. You basically are about to push a room and you EMP them before you go in. They're cool. I just do not agree with Dead Silence as a field upgrade in any way. I think there are so many better options to meet in the middle for footstep audio and to give the devs what they want of a more true to game sense feel. But alas, it's a field upgrade as of right now. So the only way to get it, unless you're level 30, you can see it's locked for me. I'm not level 30. What you need to do for each weapon when you're going to create a new loadout. Now, this is at the base of making every loadout. Click plus, and you're going to want to choose Hunter Stalker. The reason we're choosing Hunter Stalker is because it has Dead Silence as a field upgrade. So when you click that, then you already have Dead Silence locked in. Then you can choose your own perk package and then go and edit your guns from there. Now, for lethals and tacticals, these are all pretty self-explanatory. These are ones that have been in the game for a long time. Semtex is still good, frag is still good, throwing knife if you're swaggy, and flash and stun are great. The shock sticks are fun. You got to try those out for sure. Stim is in it as well if you play like that, but I haven't used Stim in a long time. So generally speaking, flash Semtex, stun Semtex, or any combination with a throwing knife works great. So there you go. That is a basic understanding of how to use those three systems. Those being the created class, the weapon and the gunsmith builder, the perk package, and also the field upgrades. Now, if you want the very specific gunsmith builds for each one, I am going to record a specific video. When it's done, I will link it right down here, and that will be the specific builds, and that's just the, hey, Blake, give me the 5 attachments. I'll grind to unlock them. Boom, go fry. But this video, the purpose of it is to help you understand how to use each one, and then you can go ahead and customize from then. Again, I really appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully this helps you understand the new systems of the game, and I really do think this game could be a fantastic Call of Duty. We will keep giving our feedback, keep grinding the game, and hopefully us and the devs can meet in the middle and make a great game. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, sub if you can. I will see you in the next one. Peace.